there, and welcome back to part 2 of my conversation with Gina Livy. She's the founder of the Livy Method, a program that's helped over 100,000 people approach weight loss in a way that's grounded, sustainable, and rooted in self-awareness. Now, in part 1, Gina shared her personal journey and the core principles behind her method. And if you haven't listened to that yet, I highly recommend going back to catch up. Now, in the second half, we explore some of the deeper themes around change, what gets in the way, how people evolve through the process, and the kind of support that really makes a difference. So let's dive in. Here's part 2 with Gina Livy. One of the things is it's not real weight gain. What does that mean?
You know, what's really great is I hear more and more people talking about this, which is really good. A lot of people do my program have come from a history of dieting, like Weight Watchers, for example, where they get their weigh in. And this is why I tell people to weigh every day, to understand your body's response to, being dehydrated, to indulging in a meal. When your weight, it's normal, people believe it or not, your weight goes up right before it drops. And I tell people on a scale every day to use it as a tool to understand what weight loss looks like and feels like to them. What's happening on the scale? How are they feeling? And so people's weight fluctuates a lot. I'm really big on words. Like I believe that words carry weight. And when people say, I indulged last night, I've gained my weight back today. I'm like, you didn't gain anything back. The scale is up and the scale fluctuates a lot. When you work out, for example, right? You're ripping and tearing your muscles, your body's retaining water, you're a bit inflamed. That'll have your weight up the next day. Like always the next day after like a heavy weight workout, your weight's going to be up the next day. Salty food can have your body retaining water. Being in the sun. Like in the summertime, right? Then anything expands in the heat and your body's going to retain water. Your weight can be up for so many reasons, high stress, lack of sleep. And so the scale fluctuates a lot. And in order to actually make a pound of fat, you would actually have to try really, really, really hard. I don't know about you and your business, but I used to help people gain weight. And I used to work with professional athletes, to get, to obviously decrease, fat and to gain weight. And gaining weight is hard, man. Like it is so hard, but people take all of those little fluctuations. So you take someone you go to the Weight Watchers meeting each week and they're doing really well, but the night before, maybe they didn't drink enough water. They had a weigh in the next day. So let me work out really hard. Their body's sore, something was on their mind, crappy sleep. Well, then they wake up the next day, they go to the Weight Watchers meeting and they should be down, but their weight's actually up. And Weight Watchers used to teach you that your weight up is your weight up. You gained. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you used to watch The Biggest Loser. Used to make me crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Because you'd have people who clearly had a lot of weight to lose, who were under eating and over exercising, and then they get on the scale and no one could believe that they hadn't lost weight.
And just tears.
And I'm just like, are you nuts? Like what? The reason why they haven't lost weight is they're over exercising. Their body is so sore. They're under eating like this. And oh man, that show used to make me fucking crazy.
And talk about stress too. Talk about stress too.
Yeah. And I just was like this, you guys, and that was like just like, again, science, eat less, exercise more is not it. What you do consume, calorie is not a calorie. Mm-hmm. Your body is so much smarter than that. It knows what to do with protein over what to do with sugar. And it's so complex. It's so complex. It makes sense that people are messed up over all of it. So I'm trying to unmess it up for people.
Yeah. And then, you know what? I'm so happy that you just said, a calorie is not necessarily a calorie, right? Because and you look on social media and you see all these coaches saying, it's all about calories in, calories out. And for a long time, I've thought, there's got to be more to it than just that, right? I mean, and to hear you say it after working with the same thing, hundreds of thousands of people, it's like, if anybody knows what a calorie is, it's, somebody who's got the team, you speak to specialists about it. You've learned a lot about the weight loss scene and the mental side of things and, the science behind it. So for somebody who is trying to lose weight and they've got those mental kind of barriers in the way of, something like, I'm not quite there yet, or maybe they're not motivated yet. Where does motivation fit into the conversation for making changes in somebody's life?
I don't think it does, to be honest. I think a lot of the hard things that we're trying to accomplish and achieve in life, you're not really motivated to do them. You have a goal in mind, right? You have a goal. Mm-hmm. I think I'm a big believer in understanding your why, right? Like, what is your why for? Like, if someone wants to lose weight, why? like, because your why has to be something that resonates with you. Because some people be like, we used to sit down, I'm like, okay, tell me why you want to lose weight, right? Like, and they're like, well, I want to be healthy. I'm like, what does that mean? Like, you have to define it. You have to understand why you're going to show up every day, especially when you're not motivated to do the things that you need to do. So I use the example of kids all the time. And as adults, if we acted like our children, well, my children are not motivated to go to school every day. And if my son was to say, I'm not motivated today, or I just don't feel like it, or whatever, I'd be like, get your fucking ass to school. I don't care. I don't care that you're not motivated. You have to do this because you have to graduate high school.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think reaching any goal is no different. There are things that you need to do. You're not always going to be motivated to do them. Motivation is really nice. Like, it's a nice kick. You have to create motivation for yourself. You have to go find motivation in that inspirational quote, find motivation in that book that you're reading, find motivation in somebody else, find motivation. Like, you have to go looking for motivation. It just doesn't show up. And you wake up one day and you're like, I'm motivated. And I think, so I've had people, it almost irks me. Well, I don't know if I can do this program. You're not doing anything to motivate me. I'm like, it's not my fucking job to motivate you. I will do everything I can to support you, give you the resources you need, answer your questions, like all of that. But it's not, I've also met so many people. I was at, at the women's show.
Yep.
You were,
Right.
And I met so many people like, oh, I did your program, but I really need a kick in the ass because I don't know what's wrong with me. And I'm like, you don't need a kick in the ass. I said, not what's wrong with you. What's going on with you? And they're like, oh my God, well, I'm in the middle of divorce, or I'm selling my house, or my kids are sick, or I'm this, I'm aging parents. There's always something like, I'm like, you don't need a kick in the ass. You need to show yourself some compassion and realize you might not be able to do all of the things because you got a lot going on right now, but you are worth doing some of the things.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, sometimes you can do everything, and sometimes you're just hanging on by the skin of your teeth, and every day counts. And for some reason, when it comes to weight loss, people have to be perfect about it. And if it's not perfect, it's not worth doing. Like, if I don't have everything lined up for me, like, people will be like, oh, I'm not signing up for your program again because I'm going away on vacation for 2 weeks. I'm like, 2 weeks out of 3 months? What?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, that's like my son saying, oh, well, I don't, I'm not going to do the rest of school. I'm not going to bother finishing school because, I don't know, I got soccer practice or something.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's so fucked up. So I think motivation doesn't have any place in it. If you're waiting for motivation, you're never going to do anything about anything. You might, like, motivation is why you signed up for my program, right? Motivation is not going to keep you showing up, and it's not going to help you finish. So what is your why? That's a big one. Have a why. Your why is like why you're going to show up every day and do the things that you need to do. The motivation, I think, is just not it.
No, fair.
I wouldn't even roll out of bed. Waited for motivation.
That was me this morning. I'm going to be honest. Yeah.
Hard. You can do hard things. And I think sometimes too, like, sometimes you just have to be like, this is hard. This is shit. This sucks. Like, I tell people, show up. You don't have to be like, oh, this is amazing. I'm eating my vegetable snack. You can be like, I hate my fucking vegetable snack. Like, you don't have to love everything that you do, but you have to understand the rhyme and reason behind why you are doing the things you are doing.
Yeah, fair. And so you talk about kind of providing the tools that people need to be kind of successful in this journey.
Yeah.
There's ups and downs in the journey, just like anything else. And one of the tools and resources that you provide to people is having these guest experts come in and speak and teach different things. What are these guest experts? I know I come in and talk about fitness stuff in there.
You're one of them.
But what's the guest experts?
What makes me a weight loss expert? Right? Like, for most of my life, 30 something years, I keep getting older each year. I'm turning like 52 in a few weeks.
No way.
For most of my life, I've been doing this. This is what makes me a weight loss expert is I haven't been sitting in a boardroom trying to figure out how to maintain memberships or anything like that. I'm not a scientist who's, been studying this or that. I've actually been helping real people try to figure out what they need to do in order to lose their weight in a healthy, sustainable way. So I've come up with an algorithm, and that's where we talked about the tweaks to address the body's needs. And each week, beyond what you are eating and when changing, you're also dealing with a lot of issues and associations that tend to pop up. The Livy Method it's absolutely brilliant, the way it's sort of multi-layered. And so that's like that food part of it. Just follow, the program works really well for A-type people who just follow the guidelines. Just do what I tell you to do. You're going to lose the weight. But for a lot of people, it's hard because they get in their own way. They have things that they're dealing with. And This is where my guest experts come in, whether it's health issues that you're dealing with, where you have diabetes, insulin resistance, thyroid issues, going through menopause, whatever it is. So we have doctors that come on, psychologists, learning strategists, people like yourself. So, you're not coming on and showing us fitness routines, right? You're not. You're talking to us about how to get started, how to, what's the best type of exercise for you. And what's really great about our guest experts is you would never get this time with them. Mm-hmm. And they are having a very focused conversation, knowing exactly what you are doing. So member signs up, they go through the program in terms of what to eat and when and doing all of that. And our guest experts know exactly where you are at in the program and what you are doing, and then help give you guidance based on that. And that I think is really special. And what I look for in all of my guests are people like yourself who are on a mission like me to truly help people. Mm-hmm. Yes, we're business people. Yes, we have families that we need to feed. Yes, we want to make money and be successful. But what's driving that is our mission to actually help people. And with all of my guest experts, they all just do what they do because they really wanted to make a difference in the world. And so that's what's really great is the access to a guest coming on and sharing all of their knowledge, but knowing exactly where you are at in your journey and what you need to hear or what you are doing or what you need to work through. So yes, we have a variety of amazing guest experts come on, like that Gina. She's a learning strategist. What the hell does a learning strategist have to do with weight loss? Well, it's unlearning, right? It's relearning. It's learning new things. It's how to prioritize yourself. It's how to utilize the resources. How do you learn, right? Do you learn best by getting the book and highlighting? Do you learn best by listening to the podcast? Do you learn best by journaling or using our app? Like, psychologist, obviously, right? That's body image, feeling worthy, working through, your issues and associations with food, past traumas. Oh my God, there's so much. Hormone specialist, we added Dr. Jennifer Zelevitsky, who's a menopause specialist. We do have our menopause add-on that is separate, but menopause is just really dealing with the symptoms of menopause. And obviously a lot of women gain weight in menopause. The program's always worked really well for women in menopause, but now we have a specific, expert talking about that. So yeah. And so now we're talking about GLP-1s too. So we're going to have Sean Wharton, one of the leading obesity doctors in Canada, joining us. He actually took part in writing the nutritional guidelines for Canada. Is going to be joining us in the new group. So we're very GLP-1 friendly. So we're not against people taking the GLP-1s. You still have to do the kind of work. So we have two new experts, Sandy Van, Dr. Sean Wharton. We have Sandra Elia, who joined us last program, a food addiction expert, talking about, are you just being triggered? Is it habit? Or actually, do you have a food addiction? Which really added a whole other level to the conversation. So you could be someone who just needs to follow the food plan, just get a little bit healthier. All of a sudden you lose weight, easy peasy, one and done. Or you could be someone who's dealing with past traumas. They're really struggling with issues and associations or health issues or, whatever that might be. And we have that's why the Livy Method works for everybody. If you're a human and you have a body, it will work for you. And then we teach people how to make it more individual to your needs, right? So we teach you're learning about yourself and what you need. So really our members are the expert in their own journey. And then we bring in other actual experts to help them work through the things that they need to work through. And then I'm here at the end of the day, kind of facilitating the conversation and sharing what I've learned about weight loss.
Yeah. Well, I commend you because it sounds like it's very, very empowering. It kind of encourages people to take control of their life and not kind of be a passenger in it, right?
Yeah, well, that's what you're doing, right? And you're on this mission to help people. And you meet people in your life, and that's how, we connected. And then you find really great people who make sense. And you're like, okay, and then we build, you talk about our community. It's just been building 93% of our membership has grown through word of mouth.
Wow.
It's just from people being successful and feeling really good and inviting other people to come along on the journey with them. Being able to lose your weight and being able to learn the things that you need to learn to be able to maintain and sustain it. That's not an easy thing. Mm-hmm. And it's a hard sell at the end of the day. So it's just about kind of just finding good people and continuing to do good work and having things grow. And, our mission, I used to say I wanted to have the number one weight loss company in the world, but I don't. I want to help as many people as I possibly can. Just move on from I don't want them on, in their final days, having spent their entire life stressing about food and trying to lose weight. It's just, I can do it. I did it. So can you. So can you.
Fair. Well, I'll say, I just kind of being around you guys, I found you guys to be a big inspiration to me as well. But if somebody wanted to sign up for the next program, which is starting on April 21st, how would they do that?
Yeah, it's so simple. You just go to our website, ginalivy.com, and sign up. We leave registration open for the first couple of weeks. The first week of the program is prep week, which just is giving people time to, it's really 13 weeks, the program. We sell it as a 12-week program. It's 13 weeks and people go to the website, they just sign up, and then you receive a code that you can use to either unlock the Livy Method app that guides you through the whole program, or you can sign up for the Facebook support group, which is where you'll be able to connect with our community. For people who are really kind of looking to connect with other people and be part of a community, that's a great place to be. In the app, we have technology, AI, that'll answer any questions that you have within like seconds. In the group, we have real people there who are going to be there to help support you and ask any questions. But it really is as simple as that. And if people have any questions, they can reach out to customer service. While they're doing the program, they can reach out at any time and ask all the questions that they have. We really want every single person who signs up to be successful. It is 91 days. And I do want to say to people, just like any other diet, you start it and you keep following it until you are done. So you will sign up for as many programs as you need until you reach your goal. So some people, they might just need one program, where someone else needs like 3, 4, 5, 10 programs if you have 100 pounds to lose. This is where you get to tailor it and customize it to your needs. So you're not locked in for a whole year if you don't need a whole year.
Oh, interesting. And so with all of these different tools and resources and all of that, I think a lot of people would assume, oh, this program's it's thousands and thousands of dollars, but it's not.
No.
It's $99 for 3 months. It's crazy. I don't know how you do it.
It works out to $1.08 a day,
$1.08.
like $1.08, and with what's going on in the world right now, trade wars and whatnot, and, just coming off last year and mortgages and stuff like that. And, that affects us as well. And I'm always very cognizant, having been someone who's got my car repossessed and been months behind in my rent, not because I wasn't a hard worker, but something happened to me. And, that was my situation. I'm very cognizant. I want to always make the Livy Method affordable for people and accessible and doable and sustainable. And yeah, sometimes when I feel like, oh my gosh, like maybe the price is too much, but for what we offer, it's craziness. It's ridiculous. I saw the lineup for Starbucks and everyone's fancy frappuccinos that are $8 a pop. The line was insane, and I think about the money, like it's not even like a dinner out.
No.
Right? Like that's not even one dinner out these days. And it, for what you get, but some people, they don't know what they don't know. And they might be hesitant to sign up for the program, but it's honestly, you will not be disappointed. It's insanely priced. It's ridiculously affordable. I say that because I'm very, sensitive to people. Like I've been there where like I didn't have $99 to spend on anything, but if you do have the $99, it's worth investing in yourself because it'll blow your mind. It's beyond me. It's not just me. I show up every day and guide you, but it is access to our incredible guests, our amazing team of people there to support you. It's a really good, feel-good program. I think everyone should do it, to be honest.
I can stand behind that for sure. And so after this conversation, what would be one piece of advice that you would give to anybody who not necessarily is on the fence, but somebody who has struggled with their health journey in the past, whether it's with their, previous, traumas or things they've experienced, whatever situation they're in? What's kind of like one piece of, short advice that you'd give somebody going through that kind of stuff?
If you have been trying to lose weight for a really long time and you feel like you have failed, you haven't. The diet industry has failed you. The diet industry is it's messed everything up. So don't give up. Don't give up. Show yourself grace, kindness, patience, and really recognize it's not in any one big thing you're going to do. It's all the small things every day, like trying to drink a little bit more water, trying to eat a little bit healthier, trying to get better night's sleep, trying to manage your stress. Your stress ain't going to go away, but the little thing you can do to help address it, all those small things that you think aren't making a difference, at the end of the day, that is really what makes a difference.
Good advice. All right. Well, thank you, Gina, for being on here. If you want to kind of same thing, check out some of Gina's stuff on Instagram. She's at Gina Livy. This conversation basically went exactly how I thought it was going to go. So I loved every minute of it. So thank you for joining us today, Gina.
Oh my gosh. Thanks for having me.
All right. That's all we got today for you on the Aging Grace. Till next week, this is Andrew Blakey, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye. Now that's a wrap on part 2 of my conversation with Gina Livy. I hope this episode gave you a fresh perspective on what real lasting change can actually look like. Not just physically, but mentally and emotionally too. Now, if something in today's conversation resonated with you, share it with a friend or take a second to leave a review. It really helps the show reach more people. And of course, if you want to learn more about Gina or the Livy Method, I've linked everything you need to know in the show notes below, as well as how you can join the program that actually just started on April 21st. So thanks for listening, and I'll catch you in the next episode of The Aging Grace.